A new fight is breaking out every single day between Megyn Kelly, Ben Shapiro, Erika Kirk, and we know she's also involved in all of this, whether she likes it or not, and also Candace Owens. What happened at this time? In a Vanity Fair interview on December 22nd, Megyn Kelly, that Shapiro and Wise's aggressive defense of Israel and calls to condemn Candace Owens were alienating conservatives, especially after Charlie Kirk's assassination on September 10th. Shapiro had criticized Kelly at Turning Point USS America Fest for not denouncing Owens' conspiracy theories about Kirk's death, which Owens raised despite a meeting with his widow. The ADL condemned Kelly's words as victim blaming on December 23rd, while she fired back at the group. The feud highlights fractures over Israel, free speech, and grief in the conservative movement. Not looking good at all. This is absolutely getting bonkers for everyone involved in all of this.
He said that Candace has been claiming Erika Kirk was behind the murder of Charlie, which I had not heard, and I was taken aback because that seems like something I would have heard. It's so crazy. And I have since learned it is not true. Candace has not made that claim. And in fact, I've now seen several clips of Candace specifically defending Erika Kirk and saying...
I mean, even for myself, I don't follow Candace Owens a lot of the time, but the moment that I have watched, I've never seen her criticizing Erika Kirk by Candace Owens. This is absolutely a made-up story by Ben Shapiro.
She would never make a claim like that about Erika, and that she is open-minded to other people at Turning Point. That's obvious. She's been making that point. I had heard that point. But she's specifically been defending Erika Kirk, and she's been saying she does not think that of Erika. And in fact, if you read her comments, she's under pressure to make comments about Erika. And so far, what I've seen, she hasn't. So thank you for that question.
And this kind of response from Megyn Kelly was unexpected from Ben Shapiro, Barry Weiss, and also perhaps from Erika Kirk, because this is a bombshell. This is something that shocked them, that actually had a seismic shift in the conservative MAGA camp that nobody was prepared for. Now, obviously, ADL is accusing Megyn Kelly of using anti-Semitic trope against Ben Shapiro, victim blaming Barry Weiss. The Anti-Defamation League announced Megyn Kelly of using an anti-Semitic trope against Ben Shapiro and victim blaming Barry Weiss after Kelly outrageously claimed the two, who are Jewish, are causing anti-Semitism. The organization pointed to Kelly's recent allegation that Shapiro, a prominent conservative commentator, and Weiss, the editor-in-chief of CBS News, are making, quote-unquote, making anti-Semites by trying to silence criticism of Israel, as well as Kelly's characterization of Shapiro as being Israel first. I have absolutely no problem that Shapiro is being called Israel first, because this is what he is. He is an Israeli citizen who is obviously promoting Israeli propaganda. He has become a full-blown Israeli mouthpiece.
And not their daddy. And I resent that he thinks he's in a position to decide who must say what to whom and when. Thank you. So I don't think we are friends anymore. I've been a very good friend to Ben. Nobody knew who the heck Ben Shapiro was when I started putting him on my shows on the Fox News channel, and I helped make him a star. And I've been very, very good to Ben over the years, and he's been good to me too. He just recently came on my tour, as did you, and I gave him the most kind introduction I could possibly give him, because I know that he's losing subscribers a lot. And so I tried to do something nice for him by giving him a long 10-minute intro and personally vouching for him. And we mixed it up on Israel out on stage. It wasn't Israel because we're on the same place on Israel. We mixed it up over whether Tucker Carlson should be excommunicated from the conservative movement, which I do not believe. And thank you.
So here are two issues with Ben Shapiro in regards to Megyn Kelly. Number one, he doesn't like Megyn Kelly not talking against Candace Owens. And number two, he doesn't like Megyn Kelly not talking against Tucker Carlson. All of these things are boiling too much for Ben Shapiro, that he now sees there is no hope allying with Megyn Kelly. Therefore, it's time for him to trash Megyn Kelly. And Megyn Kelly is not responding it so well, because to her, she dedicated her whole life for the cause of Ben Shapiro. Really, they aligned together so perfectly until she found out that Ben Shapiro is asking her for a little bit of too much that she's not willing to make the sacrifice for. Megyn Kelly's recent comments crossed a dangerous line, accusing Jews of making quote-unquote anti-Semites, blames Jewish people for the hate directed against them. So this is coming from ADL. They said, a classic victim-blaming trope. Quote, the ADL wrote on social media on Tuesday, calling Ben Shapiro Israel First invokes the age-old anti-Semitic dual loyalty trope that has fueled persecution and hatred against Jews for centuries, the organization added. ADL quote, ADL has documented time and again how this kind of rhetoric from public figures helps normalize anti-Semitism and may even endanger Jewish communities. It must stop now, end quote. Kelly fired back within hours, dismissing the ADL's criticism and attacking the group's credibility. I mean, when you are criticizing Megyn Kelly, she has a mic. She has a lot of audiences. Do you think she will just keep quiet? You need to provide evidence proof and tell Megyn Kelly what exactly she's doing wrong. If she doesn't want to criticize Tucker Carlson, I mean, it's her own business. If she doesn't want to criticize Candace Owens, it's her own business. How can you dictate to a woman who is free, who is very powerful in the digital area, to say what you want her to say? This is unbelievable.
To account and to hold them accountable to our values. We must not let fear of audience deter us from telling the truth. We must not let fear of other hosts deter us from telling the truth. So, for example, if Candace Owens decides to spend every day since the murder of Charlie Kirk if Candace Owens decides to spend every day since the murder of Charlie Kirk casting aspersions at TPUSA and the people who work here, who worked with Charlie every single day, his best friends, to cast aspersions at Mikey McCoy and Andrew Colvin and Blake Neff and Tyler Boyer, and yes, at Erika Kirk, and to imply or outright claim complicity in a cover-up over Charlie's murder, to spew absolutely baseless trash implicating everyone from French intelligence to Mossad to members of TPUSA in Charlie's murder or a cover-up in that murder, then we, as people with a microphone, have a moral obligation to call that out by name.
Well, that same thing applies to Megyn Kelly. She does have a obligation, maybe not moral, to call you out, Ben Shapiro, to not say anything about Candace Owens, to not say anything Tucker Carlson. The problem with people like Ben Shapiro and this group, this Israel First group, is that they will do whatever they want. But the moment you step out of your line, according to their standard, our values, that's what Ben Shapiro said, well, you have crossed a big red line, which is not acceptable. You will be thrown out of the society from the digital media, and you will have no voice. You'll be sued. You'll be taken to the court. You'll lose everything, the advertisers, the donors, and everybody. And this is where things are getting very, very dramatic.
You mentioned him, and your name came up on this stage last night in regards to pretty much all of this. Would you like the opportunity to respond?
Well, I found it kind of funny that Ben thinks he has the power to decide who gets excommunicated from the conservative movement, which shows a willful blindness about his position in it.
Ben Shapiro is trying to dictate the whole thing. You cannot be the head of digital media when it comes to criticizing Israel. You cannot dictate who said what and what not, because that, Ben Shapiro, is not given to you by anybody.